How's it going, guys? It's Burgas here and welcome to another Call of Dragons video. Today we're going to talk about the legendary tokens and why most players think legendary tokens buy heroes. The longer I have played Call of Dragons, the less I believe that's true. I actually think every legendary token buys something much bigger. And most of us don't realize what we're really purchasing until months later. The more I pay attention to experience accounts, the more I notice something very interesting. Players with similar spendings often end up with completely different accounts. Not because one was weaker or because one picked strong heroes, but because their investments slowly push them in completely different directions. That's why I want to talk about this. I think a lot of players believe every investment is just another upgrade. In reality, every investment quietly change what your account can become a season later. Once I start looking at my own account that way, I stop asking which hero I want next and start asking what kind of account I want to have a year from now. If you have ever looked back at your account and thought, if I can start over, I do invest differently, then you already experience exactly what I'm talking about. By the end of this discussion, I don't want you to remember our hero recommendation. I want you to look at every legendary token differently. When somebody asks me which legendary hero they should invest in, I've noticed something funny. Almost nobody expects the answer to be another hero. Very few people expect the answer to be a direction. And obviously this also happened with me, with my heroes. Every time, especially in the season, I think season 2, season 3, I watched my account and then I saw, for example, I was having almost awakened Nico, I was having Syndrian and Frygar. They are still awakened. I didn't take out the tokens from them, but in season 2 I have Syndrian and Frygar awakened. In the same time, I was having Lilia awakened, Valiant awakened, and Gorish awakened, and at one point I was looking at where is my account is going? What is the direction of my account? And I realized that my previous hero investments has already committed me to different troops, not a specific troop. I like to say I'm mage main, but in the same time, I have like 2 mage legions awakened, 1 marksman legion awakened, 1, I think, close to 2 marksman awakened, and 1 infantry legion awakened. So it's very strange to be a mage main and at the same time to have couple legions awakened. But yeah, later at Season of Starfire, I clearly become a mage main. I was having all of my mages awakened. So at this point, if you see my legendary awakened, basically everything now Vardun is close to be awakened, rest is awakened. The thing what I'm trying to say is I already decide the future of my account by knowing or not knowing what I'm doing, or each investment I'm doing, I'm going in one direction. And right now I'm specialized with the mage troops fully. Artifacts, pets, heroes. And the interesting part is that this doesn't happen because of one big decision, it happened because of dozens of small ones. You awake one hero because they're strong this season, then you forge of light for the artifacts because it's fitting these heroes, then you start building a war pet around this march, then you change your fraction because it gives that troop type a little more value. None of those decisions feel permanent, but together they slowly put your account in one direction. And I'm going to give you one example with me from my own account when the things actually get shaped. Back in the days, I was looking to open the tier 5. Obviously, to open the tier 5, you're going to need Rally Drum and you're going to need the Watchtower level 25. And the interesting part was, back in the days, this is still valid, you have in the Lilia bundles Teatri. And Again, back in the days, getting Teatri was something absolutely wild. That was, arrows in Teatri, people were spending gems. I spent thousands and thousands of gems just to open tier 5. And at this moment, when I was going to do a push for opening the tier 5, I was looking at this bundle and I was like, okay, are we going to get this one? If we get it, most likely we're going to awake Lilia, because in every of those bundles, there is Teatri. As you can see here, it's like 800. The previous was like 600. Now, the thing is, I decide I'm going to go with bundles, because if I don't buy those bundles right now to get the Teatri, most likely I'm never going to buy these bundles. I'm just going to spend gems for the Teatri and that's all. So I decide to go and buy these bundles. And I awake Lilia. And from there, my account get shape. My account start getting shape. And before I realize, I was actually building an entire system rather just investing in Lilia. I was going off the path of the mages. Now it may sound a little strange, but when I get back the time, when I think over it, this is what actually pushed me in the mage direction. Because so far, there was a strong cavalry players, there was strong marksman players, one range warfare. I don't remember did we have one range warfare, but there was strong troop types. The other realization that completely changed my thinking is that every investment quietly removes another possibility. That sounds negative, but it's actually just how progression works. Imagine two players who start on the exactly same day. One spent almost everything on mage heroes, the other one commits to marksmen. Fast forward a year, neither account is wrong. Neither player made bad investment. But if both suddenly decide they want to become cavalry mains, they're not starting from the same place they were a year ago. Because both of them already invest in the marksmen. They already gather the fruit of marksman investment or the fruit of the mage investments. Those heroes are already giving them some results. Those heroes are giving them merit. They can buy what is in the merit shop, for example. It's just an example of players who wanted to change their direction much later, and how their previous investments had already limited their options. Because yes, your old universal legendary tokens is already invested. And one of the things that right now I'm doing, to maybe if I decide somewhere in the future I'm going to switch, is I start actually saving my legendary tokens. I have like 338 legendary tokens, but this is going to give flexibility to my account in the future. Right, the thing where I spent my tokens was to make my Cantaman fully awakened, and I spent a little for the Verdun. Right now it's like 5-5 for one, but I'm going to awake him from the daily deals, and I'm going to save all of my universal legendary tokens just to have this flexibility. And if I decide to switch, I'll be able to actually do that. The more I thought about it, the more I realized this isn't really a video about the legendary tokens, it's a video about identity. Because after enough seasons, your account starts behaving exactly the way you train it to. If you spend years building mages, your account naturally wants more mage heroes. But sometimes there is a hype, okay? Sometimes there is a hype. And I remember back in the days when the Kuma, it was not like that much back in the days, when the Kuma was presented in Call of Dragons. Look at this bad boy. And a lot of people just freak out over the hype of Kuma. And to be fair, Kuma is the best infantry hero to start with. From there, you can pair Kuma with even cavalry. I'm going to even show you some reports, some PvP reports from me with cavalry. Look at this thing. This is Nea and Kuma doing 57k 700 wounded, 178k from the enemy side and getting like 40k merits. So Kuma was a huge hype back in the days. And and at this moment I start getting so much question. Yo, Burgas, can you tell us how we can switch to infantry? What we have to do to switch the infantry? Just because of one hero. And when I ask, which season you are, what is your heroes that you already have, there are some people who already have like 2 Awakened Legions, and they decide to actually switch to infantry. And the thing is, I also have Kuma Awakened, but switching to infantry is something completely different. From Kuma, most likely you're going to go for Goresh. From Goresh, most likely you want to go for Skogu or Danfe or Mogro or whatever. Or Li Kuan. It's just you're going at the path and you're putting behind a path that you already invest in. Because if you're a mage main, you already invest in the pets, you invest in the artifacts, you invest in the heroes. And those things are expensive. All the other systems around the heroes are expensive. It's not just heroes at the end of the day, what you're changing when you switch to different troop type. Before I finish, I just want to thank everyone who already support the channel through the membership. A lot of those decisions come from months of testing, changing my own opinions, and seeing how different account decisions play out over multiple seasons. Your support gives me more time to keep experimenting and sharing what I learned. If you do like to be part from this journey, get early access to the videos, and help shape future topics, you can check out the membership below this video.